This is Dave Tate with Elitefts with another edition of Table Talk. The question today is, I guess we'll go with a couple. I mean, the first one I'm laughing at right here is it says tips for putting on socks when you got a massive bloat. I mean, if you're massively bloated, you know, putting your socks on is an issue. My question would be is why in the hell are you wearing socks? You know, you got Crocs, you got sandals, you got all kinds of other options that you can go with. You can pull a Selco and just not wear shoes at all. Why bother? I mean, if that's where you're at, it's who cares? You know, you just go without. You know, if that's not an option, then you have somebody else help you with it. You know, the third option is you got to go with the roll. You know, you don't put them on the way that you normally would. You got to kind of roll them up so only the toes are showing. And then once you hike it, you got to use a bed, you know, so you can hike your foot up on the bed, and while you're sitting on the bed, and then you just kind of put, you know, the toe in, and then you roll the sock up, you know, until it's in position. It's been a while since I've been in this situation, so, but I definitely know what you're talking about. You know, the other most important thing is you always got to buy socks that are bigger than what you're supposed to wear. If you go with socks that are set for your shoe size, you're screwed no matter what. And it's going to be an issue not only getting them on, but getting them back off is going to make you just as purple and red and hot as putting them on does. So that's the first question. I appreciate it because I like the questions that kind of throw me off loop a little bit, that are humorous and a little bit different than all the other ones. So thank you very much. The next question is, when I started the company, did I have angel investors, or was it just pretty much lone wolfing from the ground up? I guess that would define how you would consider angel investors. I did have somebody loan me $500 so I could buy my first batch of sleds. I did pay the $500 back within the first month, and I've never had to borrow a cent since then. So no, I don't have investors, and never have had investors. It's just, you know, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong as far as how you go about conducting business. When I started the business officially in '98, but unofficially pretty much since '96 as an independent contractor as far as a trainer, I knew that I didn't know very much about business, and I had a lot to learn. So I wanted to spend as much free time as I possibly could learning about marketing, finance, management, leadership, you know, all the different qualities of business. And I was not comfortable at the time, and this is assuming that anybody would loan me money, which is probably highly doubtful, but had somebody loaned me, you know, $250,000, $100,000 or whatever, you know, would have been needed to purchase the inventory that I needed to actually get started, I probably would have failed within the first year, because I did not have the business intelligence to be able to utilize the capital to its fullest ability. So by starting, and as termed here, lone wolfing over the long haul, you know, I have a greater respect for cash flow, operating capital, how the money is spent, where the money is spent, what my return on investment is. All those items are extremely critical to me because they're the lifeblood of the business. You know, if we run out of operating capital, we're done. I don't personally, at this point, and have not wanted to, up until this point, have to be responsible to anybody as far as, you know, what our sales are this month, what's our strategic objective, I don't want to have that phone call with an investor having to explain certain decisions or certain directions that we want to go, or certain products that we would like to launch. In time, that may change. You know, as the business grows, capital needs definitely change. Expansion changes everything. When you start to look at, you know, acquisitions and different things that, you know, can happen and are part of the objective down the line, there's there's going to be a point where, investors are going to probably have to be part of the part of the process, and I'll cross that bridge when we get there. But it needs to be. There's been a lot of thought, that's gone into this. So basically, I'm just going to say, if there are investors, or there are, acquisitions, or whatever it's going to be, they have to share the same vision, that I have for the company, or there's going to be problems. This company to me is more than just, moving products and, paying bills and what the sales are per month. It's much bigger than that, and it comes down to, what we can do for the strength and conditioning community, and being able to give back to the community and to the people that have helped me so much since I was 12 years old all the way until today. So that's extremely important to me, and it's always part of the process, and it probably leads to a longer growth. In other words, it's taken me longer to get to where we are, and still nowhere close to where I want the business to be. But that I can confidently say has been my decision, not the decision of any investor or anybody that I've had to be accountable for. So, yeah, the answer to your question is it was shoestring. There's been very, very rough months. There were very rough months. There's going to be even more rough months. It's just kind of part of, the flow of business and how it works.